Berube, I'm just going to sum up what some of the comments that kind of stuck out. Jesse tweeted some of these. So we all look at Game 7, nobody is happy, but we did a lot of good things this year I'm very proud of. I think he's right. He talked about the buy-in from the team and totally changing up how they play, and they did. You look at Game 1 versus Montebo, 42 shots to 47, how they played later on in the season, much different. Berube said the pressure comes from inside the locker room. That's it. I don't know if that's totally true. I think there's pressure from the fans.
Yeah.
But
it's a factor.
When he's saying that, he's saying, like, there's nothing the fans can do. Like, we all want to win.
Yeah.
You know, and we want to win in that locker room. We want to win for the guys there. And, like, the fans telling us to win is like, yeah, we know. We want to win as badly as you guys.
Jesse, you were in the building. When Max Domi scored to make it 3-1, they lost their minds.
Yes.
And how are they rewarded? They allowed a goal 45 seconds later. You suck.
Which, by the way, is so Leafs.
It's so 47?
Yeah,
that's so very Leafs, by the way, 45 seconds later to allow a goal. Like, that's very that era.
But not until they had to scrape the ice there, the popcorn.
Death by popcorn.
Yeah, death by popcorn.
And the last one here, we won our division, 108 points. We changed our style. Overall, I think we accomplished a lot. And I don't think he's wrong. And I know we don't want to hear that. I think he did a great job this year. And it's his job to be like, okay, listen, you probably don't want to hear this, but I don't care. I'm the coach, and I tell people stuff that they don't want to hear all the time. And the reality is they changed their style. It's far more of a playoff style. They got further than they did last year. They got further than they ever have. I know it's only a couple extra games, but they truly could have won this series.
There was
no shot in 23 they were going to win that series.
No, there is a difference between getting your ass kicked in 5 and this.
Well, I mean, they scored 10 goals in 2023 in 5 games.
Yeah.
They didn't just get their ass kicked. They were not a factor. That's why when we talk about that 2023 run, it's like, hey, they had all this goodwill of winning the first round, and it just dissipated because you couldn't have any goodwill based on how they played the second round. So we're really not that much closer. This year, I do feel like, hey, strides were made. Some of the same problems exist. And guess what? One of them is walking out the door in free agency. And so you're going to have to make changes anyway.
And when Berube's talking about the good things that they did that season, he runs the checklist. He's talking about himself as a head coach in the first year in Toronto.
Yes.
And I think when he's talking from his perspective of the team, he did a pretty good job in what he wanted to accomplish with this team. He got them playing the right way and the way he wanted them to play. He doesn't have control of the roster's decisions. When somebody tried to ask him about, like, the pieces that are coming back next year or anything, he just refused to answer. He's like, that's not my job. I don't do that. Yep. I get the team to play a certain way. And I think he did the best he could with the cards he was dealt. And I think he did a fantastic job in getting the team to a place that I was very happy with this team throughout the entire regular season, how they were playing. That's why we had the clown noses on and the hair, and they were driving the clown cars, is because they looked good.
Man, we should be talking about the game they played last night.
Yep.
The game they played in Game 6 is
Yeah.
how they should have played in Game 7. And that game there, you know that they have it in them. And that Game 7 doesn't really fall on the coaching staff. It's the guys on the ice not executing. And he came out the top of the press conference talking about Game 7, and it's the structure. He knew how they needed to play to win the game, and the guys didn't execute their structure.
Yeah.
That's not on him.
No.
That's when somebody gives you instructions and you don't do it, it's not on the person who gives you the instructions.
This is what we said about
what you should be doing.
This is what we said about Keefe last year. Like, there were so many plays where I'm like, Sheldon told you to do that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
I don't think any
you're
coach
lying.
in the NHL will tell you to do a spinorama backhand in your own defensive
No.
zone.
Yeah, Sheldon was like, hey, Trav.
No.
You,
Hey,
you know
Trav,
this-
who else?
No,
this year?
Mitch, like
And-
Berube didn't go up to Mitch
Oh,
Marner
Mitch.
and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, you know how we're gonna break out of our D zone? You're gonna get to, like, maybe center ice, do a spinorama, throw it blind to the middle of the ice. Austin's not gonna be able to get it because the pass is coming weird. It's gonna go the other end,
And don't
you're-
worry about skating
And
back.
then you're not gonna back check. He told you to do that.
Yeah.
When I got all over him,
that's not the coach.
People kept sending me the Patrick Ewing clip of him as a coach. You practiced that shot?
Yeah.
I've never seen you take that shot.
That's
Like,
these
That's
guys,
a good pull.
it is such a good pull. You
These-
practiced that shot?
These guys are at the highest level of the sport. They're the best athletes at what they do. So they don't need coaching in some of these areas.
Yeah.
They just need to do the right thing.
Yeah, they need
So-
formulas.
So,
Yeah,
Morgan,
one of
what
those
you're
fall.
going to do here is instead of backing up, you're going to risk our whole season on one poke check.
Yeah.
Like,
And yo, you look at that. That we talked about it on the last show, and it got buried in all the other shit.
Yeah.
I could not believe he tried to make that pinch, but then
Yeah.
I realized, yes,
Worst
I
game of his
can.
life.
Yes, I can. And I
it
think
got buried because they lost 6-1.
There's so
and
many
that was the
other-
first one.
yeah,
I mean, other goals, yeah.
Yeah, like, but
there were other goals that were worse.
It
but.
is where it all started to fall apart.
So Morgan Riley said something that we didn't mention in this, and he said, "I think the gap between our worst and our best was not close enough." And I thought that was a really prescient thing to say. That's smart. I also want to say that I think that there is part of their DNA that's just their DNA. It goes back to this Craig Button hit. I'm telling you to watch. It's really good. Where he talks about the Leafs were going to reinvent the way hockey was played. And one of the things that we've been talking about that's driven us crazy for years is the amount of time it takes them to get set up. Never lose possession. Don't lose possession. Back pass, back pass, back pass. Remember how they used to try to get into the zone up until Berube got here? Let's back pass the shit out of it. What do teams do? They line up 5 guys on the blue line and go, try it. Try to back pass through this. Good luck.
I started to get so invested in the puck battles. Like, they became mini games to me. Instead of watching the Leafs screw up a breakout every time or an entry every time. Yeah, Berube hockey can be boring if you don't know what to look for. But, like, it's the same thing every time, but you don't know how that 50-50 puck battle is going to go.
Yeah, and they lost every single one of them in Game 7.
Yes. And but the thing is that original DNA is still there. When they were kids, that's what they were told to do.
It's only with the 4 guys.
Yes.
Like the rest of them.
Well, I would say 5. I put Riley in there.
Sorry, yes, Riley. Sorry, I should be saying 5. It's really the core 5. Like
Yeah.
we always say
Yeah.
core 4. It's core 5. The rest of them aren't there. Like the guys who played that hockey, they're gone with Dubas.
Yeah.
Like that's why the change needs to come from those 5 guys.
By the way, Tanev's wearing an A next year so hard.